Good morning, good afternoon, good evening in every part of the world you are.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Hello, Claudia.
Hi,
So
Carlo.
today another Q&A day, and but before to start with the questions, with the public questions, followers questions, I have to remember that right now we are online in five channels at the same time, multi-channel. So we have a Facebook page, my English one, Hypnosis page, and my YouTube English, Hypnosis in English, my YouTube in multi-language, and one investigation YouTube, and another one, a new one is the Academy channel. Okay, hello Mirabella, hello
Hello.
Joanna, they're coming in. Okay, so
Hey.
as you know, the team right now is organized in three sections. One section is for sessions, just personal session. Another section of the team is investigations. So hypnosis session for investigation, various themes, themes, etc. And another one, the third one, is formation, training. So now we have three departments. Let's call them this way departments. So sessions, investigations, and trainings. So now the new channel is the investigation channel. I want to put the link of this new, it's not new, it's the old investigation too. Now it's academy because we noticed that the investigation 2 was not used before. We didn't have the necessity to switch before this the strikes on YouTube. The strike problem was just a problem in Russian because with the start of the conflict, we had just a very severe censorship in YouTube and other social networks. No, so in the Russian section, so we had a Russian channel closed completely and permanently. So just to avoid this kind of issues or closed channels, strikes, etc., in the other channels, we created a secondary channel just to switch in case of strike, in case of necessity. But right now, in the other languages, we never just use the secondary channel. Maybe sometimes, but not very necessary. So we thought, we think, how can we use this channel in a best way? So we have a department, a very strong department with new training courses. For example, operator, we have just another one just next to do support next to do support operator training course and academy days in the future to do where we do practice and theory in private Zoom classes, etc. So many projects to do, many projects to come. We look forward to the future as we do in the other section, in the other languages: Italian, Spanish, French, Polish, Romanian, Russian, too, etc. We do in English too. So pay attention. Go to this new channel because I want to uh, go to the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you want. It's a very good channel. It will be a very good operative channel, and we are going a very good work. We are going to put very good video to very good information you need to understand to learn many things day by day about hypnosis, about esotericism, and everything related to these themes and the skills, etc. So anyway, let's go.
We are,
Mhm.
if you allow me, we already have a question about the training at
Yeah.
33, if you wanna read
Okay.
it.
Let's go.
Hi,
Where?
33.
Okay. Okay. Daniel.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So, hi. When will be available training in English or on your website? Okay. The $690 training course is a course just online with video. This is a very good training course because you can watch classes directly in video on web. So you can repeat any video when you want, when you need to repeat the lessons. You can listen to these lessons just when you are going to work, when you are doing something, when you are training, etc. So it's a very comfortable in the way that you can use in any way you want and every time you want. This training course is under work, okay, but we had a lot of things to do, so I don't know when this training course will be ready. Not in a few days or a few weeks. Don't worry about that because it's for sure not, but we are working on it. But for now, because we have some requests, we are going to do a training course for operators, hypnosis operator, hypno operator in the method Grifasi, just online with me teaching, with me talking to you, just online by Zoom. So before this $690 training course online, we are organized, we are managing this kind of training course with me on Zoom. So if you are interested in this training course, please send an email with your request or information to info at calogerogrifasi.com. We are going to connect to you, to communicate to you just by email, to send you all the information, to answer all your questions, etc. Just before to give a date for this training course. How many people are interested in this training course right now, Claudia? More or less.
Four people we already have firmed
Okay,
confirmations,
for
but
people
also other questions. Yes.
with Daniel or not?
No,
With
without
Daniel,
Daniel.
five. Okay,
Yes, with Daniel
so
would be five.
we are going to start in English to work in English very seriously right now in this day. So maybe we can reach a minimum number to do this training course. Not so much people because the lesson has to be very easy, very fast, etc. So not a large number of students. So very soon we are given a date to do this training course in English. So right, send to info at calogero.com your request for information. Okay, so there is a question. Calo, for me. Hello, Sai. I have a question. Is the Earth's energetic frequency shifts real? Hmm. Do you refer, say, just some theory about frequencies of the Earth, of this world, just to increase or not, something like that? Because I don't know, I'm not so informed in this kind of theories or thoughts right now. So if you can be more explicit, more giving my details, maybe I can answer. Right now, I don't know exactly how do you refer exactly because I don't follow anything on internet, anything of kind of things. Sorry. Okay, so I'm waiting for your explanation, Say. So I will be very glad to answer you. Okay, so Claudia, just a question from the post, for example, just to
Yes,
alternate the chat.
sure. We have one, a very short one actually, probably from someone that doesn't watch our sessions yet. And he's simply asking how your method works, how your methods of
Okay, the
hypnosis.
difference because Grifasi method and other ones. Okay, so it's very simple. It's very simple because the pillar of this method are very clear. So into an hypnosis, into an hypnotic environment, um, the problem to solve is just solved exclusively by the client. by the power of the client, because any one of us doesn't has the power. We are power. We don't have power. We are power. So when you understand this one, this concept, when you understand that, when you in the hypnotic environment, you and your subliminal part understand it, you you can create, you can use your power, you can use yourself, your identity, your will. So you can change many things. And you can solve your problems, because the problem you have right now is the problem that you created with your power in the past. Yes, you created, because many things, many reasons, because of manipulation, for example. And there are many kinds of manipulations in this case. So the trick of many entities is just to make you just to believe something. So when you believe something, you create this belief, because you are a creator, you are power. They know that. Maybe you don't know, because you are on earth here, reincarnated. You forget anything. You don't remember who are you, where you were in the past, etc., etc. So they know that you are power, so they make you to understand, make you to believe something, and everything you believe, you create. You create for them. They take advantage because of your creation with your power. So this is the mechanism that you and your subliminal part have to understand to solve the situation. Because when you understand the mechanism of the esoteric interference and you discover again, rediscover that you are power, you use your power. Use your power to solve the problem, to change things, to change decision, to remove permissions, to change your life, to change anything, to rebalance yourself, to recover your power that you gave in the past. Okay? This is the method. And never, never, never we call for help from outside help, for third agent to know to solve the problem. No one has to must to resolve problem. No one has to do that, because when you solve your problem between another entity, another intermediary, you are giving your power to this third one to solve the problem. So you are creating a dependence. You are creating an interference. You are creating a connection, an useless connection, a dangerous connection, a full connection. So this is the method. No one has to interfere with you. Only you can solve your problem. No third ones. That's it. No angels. No good. No bad. No beautiful. No ugly. No one has to stay in your space. No one has to decide your space. No one has to do it, create in your space. Only you to solve problems. That's the method. That's the fundamental, the main pillar of this method.
Yes.
Okay. Claudia, if you want to answer just a question, for
Uh,
example,
uh,
Christina, if you want, Christina Rea, for you.
Hello, Christina. So, Carlo, I have a question. Does the session help me discover my purpose in this life? So the question was for you. I will start, but maybe you will add some from our point of view. Um, it depends what you intend to get from a session. And yes, can be also that, but a session is not like a magic ball to give you answers to what you are going to do in your life. Um, it depends in what sense you made this question. Mm, But yes, a session can give you some clues, some ideas, some emotional releases, let's say, by going deep down in your subconscious mind and discovering there. the things, the triggers that are making you not knowing actually the purpose of your life. For sure, will bring healing uh, a session in any way.
Mhm. Okay, okay. We have Sai is telling me just uh,
Mm.
re-correct the phrase. Okay, Carlo, if it's related to the increasing frequencies that makes us more perceptive to the energetic world. Sai, I thought it was the contrary, the opposite. Because now, if you can reflect, everything in this matrix, in the system, is completely going in opposite. But don't worry, because if you are conscious, aware about your power, you can completely invulnerable to all the things. So don't worry about this. So a part of you, a part of people, the other part, the majority of people, is in the opposite situation. Because you go to the supermarket, you are seeing just everywhere sugar, colors, chocolate, candies, many things very dangerous for our health. Very dangerous because it's all chemical. It's chemical. So this is one thing. For example, with the modernity, our alimentation, our food is completely chemical, is completely artificial. They can control in this way our, I mean, uh, our inner. Um, we are more vulnerable to many things. For example, esoteric interference. For example, mind control, etc. Because of these chemical substances in our organism. For example, or just the mass media. You turn on your television, everything is a very bad information, just to create fear, just to create worries, just to create lower frequencies. We are living just in a very unsafe world because if you have just little kids, you are completely worried every day because you don't know what can happen outside. Outside is full of criminals, full of violence. You can be worried about the economy because you don't have the enough wellness you need to live with serenity. For example, we are always inside information of wars, of insecurity, because of the many things can happen in this world. Accidents, for example, because an explosion in here, just a earthquake in another part of the world, dead people, dead everywhere, every day. So this world is not increase this frequency. This world is decrease the frequency. All the majority of people is decreasing in frequency. Just a few minority is increasing that because they are completely outside of this game of the system. This part of the people is not following the violence, the fear, the rage, the 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 narrative of the system, the matrix. It's just in another dimension. Of course, in the physical one, he's here, living, but he's living in another way. He's living with another perspective. Is far from this information, this energy, these frequencies. So for me, as I can see the world right now, the majority of the people is decreasing frequencies every day. The majority, not all, just the majority. Okay, so Christina is questions another question for me. Okay, okay, I answered to Christina. So please, Calo, you are a professional. Thank you. If we change the timeline correctly, can we turn our lives around 180 degrees from negative to positive. Thank you. Of course, Christina. Of course, you can change your life. When you understand the mechanism to change your life, the mechanism to live in a better way, you can do it. I want to tell you just an experience of mine when I was a child, not a child, an adolescent, maybe 16, 17 years old. I was at that moment, at that period of my life, very worried because my family, just a bad atmosphere in my house, and I was in a bad status, in a bad mood. I was worried about everything. I don't, I didn't stay in a good mood. That's it. So one day, I just was going to one morning to my school, and I decided to not stay anymore in this status because I didn't like it. I didn't want to stay living every day of my life just worried. Worried why? Fear, scared for what? Because of my family? Because of the school? Because of stupidities? No. So I decided to disconnect, to cut any connection with the worries, with the world around me, everyone, friends, everything I didn't like. I did it, and automatically I felt at the same time when I decided it, I felt a lightness inside. I feel myself lighter. I felt good, very good. I felt better, and I changed. No, 180 degrees. I don't know, but I changed very much my life. I remember. Yes. So just this is the first step to decide to stay better. Just it. After that, everything is a consequence. Just to do your life, to create your life in another way, to take another kind of decision in your life, to put around you just the best people, and just to put away the bad ones. Of course, you decide and you do.
And
Okay,
to be
Claudia.
constant.
Uh-huh. If you want to answer just a question of a post, for example, as you want.
Ah, yes, we have one. Um, is there a specific way you differentiate between emotional imprints, mental constructs, and energetic blockages during a session? A bit more about, as we say, the mental, emotional, and sexual body.
Sexual? But for me, the
Yes,
question?
it's just a general. It's not something about the our concepts, as we say. How
Mhm.
we differentiate between emotional imprints, mental constructs, and energetic blockages during a session.
Okay. I answer so, no?
Hmm.
Okay. So for simplicity, we divide the energetic body of everyone in three parts. It doesn't mean that we have three parts. No. We divide three parts just to take three characteristics of the energetic body. One is the mental body, another one is the emotional body, and the third one is the sexual body. They are three different energies. For example, if you have a low frequencies in the energetic, in the mental body, in the mind body, mental body, in low frequency, you are pessimistic, for example, pessimistic person. You think in negative, you create in negative. The direction of your life is in negative. If you are in high frequencies, you can create positive. You are optimistic. You are happy to do things. You are full of energy. You want to do things. Want to do things. High or low frequency in the emotional body is different because when you are low frequencies, maybe you can be sad, you can be worried, you can be angry or scared, for example. Okay, but lower bed frequencies, but maybe you are optimistic, mm, even though you are in low emotional frequencies. This is the difference. Everything is how you think and how you feel. Think and feel. Sexual body. Sexual body in negative frequencies, you are refusing someone. You feel very uncomfortable just to stay physically with another one. You feel just refuse to uh, um, yes, to refuse the other person. In the higher frequencies, a positive perspective, you are attracted to this body. This is because always for conservative instinct, because to procreate, mm, you have to use this instinct. So you have to be attracted to another person just to procreate. You have to accept everything in the other body, everything. But if the other body is not good for you, because for you is a bad body, because your mind uh, is captain is receiving information that that body is sick or not healthy, for example, you refuse this body because you understand that there is no procreation. There is the danger just to have a sick or a death, for example. So negative and positive as to regulate everything. If you are dominated about the environment you are in, of course you are um, suffering this movement between lower and higher frequencies, maybe most of the time lowers. If you dominate, if you can create, if you understand all these processes, you can move this energy in the negative and positive frequencies just to balance yourself, to balance your life, to balance the situation around you. This is the reason because we divide in three energies, just for simplicity, just to understand better things, just to divide, to categorize. That's it. Okay, one for you, Claudia, just to make you answer.
Yes, we have some questions here now.
In the chat. So Lena, for
Here.
example.
Yes. Ah, it's not a question. She just told us that one of my friend had aliens coming to disturb her. When I told about your idea that one has to be strong and say you have no right to disturb and try to manipulate me, she got free of those aliens. Yes, exactly what you already said. When you discover that we are power, we simply we don't allow anyone to interfere to our space, because actually we don't vibrate at that frequency with them. So we don't actually have to make any statements, in my opinion, because it's something that's inside of us on our root, let's say, that new vibration. So it's not possible to allow anyone around us. But this comes, of course, first of all during a session, and then maintaining that attitude of power, being all the time aware of what we got, about the new conditions that we got in the session.
Okay, thank you, Claudia. So I want to understand. I want to remember. Sorry, a moment. Okay, I want to remember that if you want to have a session or have information about a session before to book, you can send an email to info at calogerogrifasi.com, the email address you see in the screen right now over my image. Okay, so we can send you information for everything, and maybe you can book everything. Anyway, I give you just the link of the web so you can um, so you can read some information, the basic information you need to know in these themes: hypnotic environment, hypnosis, sessions, esotericism, alien abduction, disembodied interference, reincarnation, blah blah blah, many things. So you can have a lot of information. For example, share screen. I want to present this this website. You have the link just in the chat. This is the English version. Of course, if your English is not your mother language, you can change. Maybe you have one of this one: Spanish, French, Italian, Polish, Romanian, Lithuanian, Russian, Portuguese, and English, of course. Here you can have just a few basic information just to start, and you can go down. You can have just information about the method, mm, just some information about information training, investigations, etc. Here you have just um, a comparison about Grifasi method and Dolores Cannon method. It's very interesting. For example, it's a very good website. You can do, for example, the hypnotic induction test for high susceptibility, medium, and low, for example. And you here can have just some interviews, just with subtitles. Very interesting interviews. God is the worst interference, etc. And of course, you can book a session. Of course, if you have the access code. To have the access code, you have to write to info@calogerogrifasi.com to talk to the tutor. In this case, Claudia. It will be connected to you to explain everything until give you the code to book a session with me. Good. Okay. So, other questions?
I have another one here, if you want me, from the posts.
Oui. Of course.
Yes. What role does belief play in the effectiveness of regressive hypnosis? Interesting one.
Can you repeat, please?
What role does belief play, so belief system of a person, play in the effectiveness of a session?
The session. Okay.
Yes.
It's very important. Beliefs are will. Beliefs are creation. Because I repeat, you are power. So everything you believe, you create. In the subtle dimension, inside yourself, in another dimension, is instantaneously. You want, you create. You want, you do. You don't want, you refuse. You just that disappears. You destroyed it, etc. In the physical dimension, is different because it's a very hard dimension. We just have one timeline, just invulnerable, the same speed, same direction. The time is not flexible like in other dimension, like the etheric, for example, etc. So, of course, to change something in your life in this physical dimension, you need time. You need time. You just need long term to do something. Short term too, of course, it depends on the things, but important things, medium and long term. Of course, it's normal. It's this way. But in the third dimension, it's instantaneously. This is because the session is an accelerator of any process, because you put yourself into the hypnotic environment and you create instantaneously. You destroy instantaneously. You decide, you change the decision, you change your mind, you change your will, you create it, recreate, you destroy, you recreate, you change your life. So when you change your life inside, when you understand what to do to change your life, and you already changed your life inside yourself, you can change your life in the physical dimension outside, step by step, medium and long term. It's very important to understand it. And so the role beliefs in the session is very important because you create everything you believe. I advise that you don't have to believe anything. You have to believe just in the moment you want to create something, and that's it. Don't fall in love with beliefs. The beliefs is just a tool. It's just a tool for creation, to create. Don't fall in love with your beliefs. They are only beliefs. They are only perspective, mind perspective, just direction to create. And direction to create are infinite. Why you have to stay just in one of this line when you have infinite around you? Just use beliefs just to get something, and that's it. Hmm? Buy and sell. Buy and sell. And use the tool do both before to sell, of course. That's it. Okay. A question from the post. Mhm. Daniel, is there any difference between the astral dimension and the etheric one, or is it the same? Claudia, if you want.
We are not so much into these terms and making a difference between them. I mean, in our team. Um, to me, astral dimension would be the invisible world that we're working with, where we solve problems, where we find the entities and their words. Um, but I think it's the same with etheric. From my point of view, maybe you, Carlo, can say
Yes, it's
more
like the
about this.
energetic body, no?
Mhm.
Energetic body. We, for simplicity, just to work better, we divide in three parts: mind,
Yes,
emotions, and sex.
yes,
Mind body, emotional body, sexual body. So when we are out to the physical dimension, of course, we talk about the esoteric,
mhm,
physical and esoteric.
mhm.
The etheric is just to um, it just to for simplicity just to divide, mm, and it just the first part for us in the team. Maybe for other one is another thing, or
Yes,
not, or they are not using this word. It depends. It's just a creation. It's just the etheric part is just the part just very close to the physical one because we can see, we can feel the effect of the etheric world to the physical one. For example, in the ether, the electromagnetic waves just run. You don't see electromagnetic waves, but they stay in the ether. You don't see because they are in the ether, but you can feel and see the effect in the physical one because of these waves, you can have internet on your mobile, you can have internet on your computer, you can watch television, etc. So you have an effect, you have an information. Information travel in this ether even you don't see because they are very close. So the etheric dimension is just to see just the first dimension, just when you leave the physical one, just for commodity. And after that, you can call other dimension just far away when you don't take all this connection directly. The astral one, I don't know. I don't know. I never, I don't know the names because I don't need to have names. Just a categorization of the main. But the theory is just to understand that two are trespassing just from the physical one in the theory. And you can feel the effect of the theory dimension to the physical one. And this effect, this symptoms is the interference. That's it. Maybe if we have another one from the post, for example, just to
yes.
alternate.
I think it's the last one we'll see, but we
Mhm.
have one interesting one. How do you distinguish between real past life memories and symbolic constructs during a
What?
session? How do you distinguish between real past memories from another lives and symbols or
Mhm.
construct?
Actually, I don't recognize false or real memories because I should investigate so much time. I don't have time, and even though you don't have the certain 7% certain to be certain about these memories, but you don't need it. You don't need to know because
Exactly.
you need information just to go to the root of the problem to solve it. That's it. The information, even though the information is altered, is polluted, you have to use it just to go, just to follow it, just to follow the direction because the information is connected to the person, to the problem, and the information is guide you directly to the root of the problem. This is the only thing you need to have in the session. Just the information. Is it real? I don't know. Is it false? I don't know. Is in the middle? I don't care. And I
Exactly.
have another one from the chat. How we can help close ones, family? How does the change in me affect the family tree? Could you expand the meaning of a family? Well, Claudia, it's for you.
Yes, I sure the change that we make in ourselves affect the family tree on an invisible level, of course. Maybe not necessary immediately or in the next, I don't know, next few years, but maybe in another timeline, another life, but for sure influence, makes an influence. Because we are all right connected in that family tree, so there is no chance to not make an influence. This is what I think. Um, but in another way, except this ones, I don't think we can do much to help them. First of all, we have to help ourselves to make what's good for us, um, and maybe they will see, maybe they will get influenced by the way we behave, in a balanced and centered way, but not to tell them directly to make changes or I don't know to change in any way. No, if we are different than them, we simply have to keep some distance, to be a bit separate, and that's it. They will learn probably, if they will learn in the future, only watching our life, how balanced is or in harmony, but not more than that. We cannot do more than that, I think. Could you expand the meaning of having a family? It's up to you. This is not. This is something called classic music with more. Can be like I don't know, a troll or something. It's something that doesn't have to do with hypnosis at all. I don't hear you, Carlo. No, I cannot hear you. No, I cannot hear you, Carlo.
Sorry.
Ah, now, now.
Sorry. I was talking
You're
with
back.
myself, so
I've seen you talking something, but I couldn't hear you.
sorry. I turned off my microphone without
Oh, okay.
uh,
We
without
have
wanting.
another question from Christina, but you please
Where is it?
answer because she wants you.
Christina.
56.
Christina. Christina. Where is it? Tell me the minutes, please.
56. 8:56.
66.
No, 50. 5 6.
5. I don't see it.
6. 8
5,
5
6. Ah,
6.
Christina. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How can I have more power over my own life? Can I find this out in the session? Don't worry, Christina, about it. Don't ask you questions. Don't ask yourself, how can I do this? In which way? How to do? Because when you instinctively make yourself these questions, it's because you you are looking for an answer. You don't have the answer. You are waiting this answer from outside, maybe. So the questions is not have the questions, that questions. When you get the the balance inside, when you understand how this world works, you can give yourself the answer. You catch the answers. You understand. You don't need another one to answer. So the problem is not to give you the answer. The problem or the question is just to give you the tool to make you answer yourself. Of course, there is a path to do. If you are follow the session, this kind of themes just for a few times, you have to see many questions. Maybe you have to take a basic train course to understand the basics, etc. But step by step, you can understand this world. And when you understand completely this world, when you close the circle, when you know what to do, when you dominate the situation, so the answer you get by yourself. That's it. So if you ask questions, you don't get answers. You have to believe other answer others can give you. It's not the good situation, of course. The good situation is just to receive these answers by yourself because the normal thing to do. So I advise you that to follow session. Maybe if you can take a training course for the basics. For the basics, not to do this work, not to be an operator, not to be a support, just to know the concept, the basic concept, and it's it step by step. And then, of course, is telling politicians are influenced by manipulating people and even aliens. What to do? Don't do anything because you can be influenced and manipulated by the politicians in this physical world if you are manipulated, if you are manipulating. See, if you are if you are manipulating, if you are influencing, if you are invulnerable because you don't care, because you don't have a connection with these beliefs, because you got your answer inside and you are not looking for answers from politicians, etc., you are free. That's it. So what to do? Just to take consciousness, just to be aware, just to be aware. So the advice is the same one I just gave to Christina. Just follow the session, understand all this work, how it works, and step by step you get answers by yourself inside. You don't need to ask questions. Maybe some questions, yes, for things very complex. For example, for just some peculiar. Okay, but normally the basics you have already the answers are around you. You just have to catch it. That's it. Okay, so we are just in to over this life. Wanna tell something to your public, Claudia, for example?
I would say that our sessions are an important tool, not only to accelerate the evolution, but also to bring emotional healing a lot. And is depending actually the where our vulnerabilities uh, are staying. So we have to introspect ourselves and to see where are the synchronicities, because we keep talking here about entities, about the bad guys that are interfering us, but everything is going and initiating from ourselves, actually, from our vulnerabilities. So we have to be careful where all of those vulnerabilities are laying inside of us, and to take them out. So to be open to work with our subconscious mind, and we can do that during a hypnosis session, of course.
Right, the last question, Alpha. The last question.
Mm-hmm.
So, could some problems in this life be challenged? Could some
Challenges.
problems in this life to be challenged? We ourselves, I understand. We ourselves chose before
Choose.
incarnation to test ourselves, like choosing hard mode in a video game to challenge our abilities. Yes, it's a possibility. Yes, why not? In the infinite, we are. The possibilities are open, all ones, infinite ones. So one of these possibilities is just you to challenge yourself and make your life harder. For example, just for to have fun. Why not? Because of your will, because you decided it. Okay, but we can have another life because we are manipulated. For example, so another kind of The same situation, but another kind of creation of the situation. In the first one, you dominate the situation, you control the situation. The other ones, you don't dominate the situation, you don't control the situation. Another one is doing it for you. So it is, yes, it's possible to do it. It's possible, yes, of course. Okay, so I repeat, info@calogerogrifasi.com just to ask information about a session with me or for training course because we are realizing just in the next weeks a training course for hypno operators in English, the first grade, the basic one. I will be online on Zoom with you for this class, for this training course. Okay, so we have just a few of people interested in. If we get a few or more, few more, we can give a date for this training course online, Zoom with me. Okay, so info@calogerogrifasi.com for information about session and training course. Claudia, what else?
There is one more question. Would you like me to read it?
Okay, just the last one.
Okay. What are the potential risks or limitations of regressive hypnosis?
Risks
Yes, or limitations.
or limitation. Okay, let's talk about risks. You can have a risk if you don't do things good. So it's important just to trust in the operator, of course. First of all, you have to trust in the operator. If you see the operator you want to choose is just an experienced operator with many years of work, for example, with many sessions published just to watch the work, to understand the work, it's just the first step just to have a good session, just to limit the risks for a better experience. Because just the session is not dangerous. The session is just a tool, it's just a session. The dangerous is how to manage this tool. And I don't want to give you fear. I don't want to scare you. But normally the session is not so risky as you can think. Don't worry about it. But if you do an esoteric session where you connect with entities, where you channel, or you are touching just a very deep problem, very hard and important, so it's better to trust in an operator just to limit the risks. Okay, risks just to have a bad session because of the emotional, um,
Distress.
just an huh?
Distress?
Emotional.
No, I was
Yeah,
just.
emotional stress just created in the session because of the bad managing of these energies, of these emotions, because maybe an operator can stay in panic because he or she just didn't expect just a channeling about a very hard entities. And the operator got scared, for example, so it can affect all the session and the client too, for example. Very, very limited cases, of course, but I saw this kind of sessions. So risk very limited, but it just is better just to have just to choose the operator you trust in. This is very important. There are many operators just to start this work. It's good because everyone started just with first session. Me too, of course, but in a free way. So I do session for free, for example, or I do session just in a very low prices, for example. It's okay, okay, do it. But remember, they are pushing this business. These are the first sessions. So it's normal that the person is not experienced it, an operator with experience. So be careful. If you want to do it. Maybe in your session there is no so hard things to do. Maybe everything is going good. Why not? Just an advice I can do it. I can give you.
And the limitations?
Limitations. Limitation for what? limitation.
The limits.
Uh,
How many things you can resolve, probably, or not.
I don't see any limitation.
Mm.
No, I did session to people because limitation. We can, for example, a person who doesn't listen because of a problem. No, you cannot do a session because you can communicate with him. But we have a support operator, so we can intermediate in the hypnotic environment with the support. So limitation, we can solve any limitation actually. So
Yes.
limitation, I don't see any limitation. Neither risks, just a few low risks, as I said. Okay, it's time to greet. It's time to give away, to rest. it's very late,
Yes.
and we have to go. We have an hour or live. We have to go. So thank you very much to stay with us, to
Thank
your
you.
questions. Thank you for give us the opportunity to give answers. We are going to manage many things in the future. We are going to develop the English section too, with training courses, with services, with activities, etc. So stay connected. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel, to the Academy channel, because we are going to do many very good things in this channel. I send you the link. English Academy. Okay, here's the link, and that's it. See you next week. So,
Yes. See you next week.
bye, Claudia. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye, Calum. Have a good
Ciao.
evening.